off the form, or rather obscene, not the norm. Obsession, compulsive was his nature. To be a creator was never a question. Witness to the vicious cycle, leaves some brain dead and falling off the trees. Course of blood, punctured arrangement, stranger bugs he breathes. Rest well and broadcast to what I fumigate. Once world tilts, you know I shrug, giving digits room to do the hate. Work back, clock into position. I'm the Mr. Mime who dreams of boxes into vision. Kaleidoscopic turmoil to turn, soil damaged goods and break them back to life on some brand new shit. Who's to say he quit? Burn the bridges to connect. I mean, he's just really different to perspect underneath the sheet. Songs enough perception till perception bleeding off the smell. Perception dies to some cannibalistic feast. Ballistic missiles change course, forced to aim at me. Now I'm just a pixel in your dreams. 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 Now I'm just a pixelated image in your dreams. Yo, now I'm just a pixel in your dreams. 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 Now I'm just a pixelated image of me. Yeah. Get straight into it. Diont'e Visible. Yeah. Say the same saying and repeat. Loopholes till our masterpiece. Sleep deep in the realm of reawakening. Sheath blade, bona fide bullet of a samurai. Heat babes. Cut 'em all, cut 'em once. Teach 'em like a slave. Suffer from his diligence and dig a new grave. Limbs sprayed in the let go. Several ways against his metal. Settle in your stomach, make peaches into berries. Pomegranate dicing, decapitated members. Bruce Lee Shogun, split bullet sparks fly. Used and repurposed for his matches. Light cigarettes, slice another arm. Sheath blade, bone missing from the bullet of a samurai. He babes, pot pissing, now the pot's missing. Intuition told him about the story, keep vigilant. On the road, ain't a long way to go. Vagabond, see him once and disappear in smoke. Fruits of his labor, taste and eat enough to choke. Coke methods operate in the sense of going broke. Focus key to split atoms. Splattered at his feet, artwork designed from battle. Shameful display, artistry mellowed out and in a state of decay. Slash wormholes in your face, honorary member, tally march, scratch hill. Teeming with retreat, none of you can run, so chill. Drink gin as it gently melts the cube. Boxed in, repetition, lucidly amused. One step fluidly, measure out as moved, and calmly dash at light speeds cutting through you. It's casual to vanish to the naked eye. Stakes is high, raised against these leeches and reanimated corpses, sucking dry. Laugh because the mirror can't reflect them, so they fail to identify. Strive against the light's last breath missing. Sunsets different when you face the man's volition. Gravity of your own mortality starts to hitting. Opposition forcing casualties on the path to premonition. Wandering blade handler, known for assassination techniques. Behold the presence of the Iyajutsu, then sheath blade. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, thank you for tuning in. If you on the live, I can't see you, but I appreciate you, you know. And everybody in the courtyard here, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Grove Studios, you know what I'm saying? We kind of need an outlet from, you know, time to time, especially now. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah. Yep. Plan to get it quick, jet lag on a mission of attrition, make weapons of war. Dead brain cells speak the dialect, done said, let him try recollect the collection. See smoke blow holes in the folds of his ozone, no question, attention, festering henchmen, passionate tension. Pack that with the lab rat in his vision. Each his own, eat the throne, double back and eat the bone. Keep Capone, guppies can't swim in the breathing from the faucet. Flow hard, but in the ocean's gauntlet, yes. Lethal injection parading your door, progressive, excessive, and more. Eating your core, slapstick, slash shot, grab an ass in the back box like Mac with a range to attack that cool cat. But his lady come first before he do that. Anyway, it's a third high place with the words, but the force are released in the first. Syllables for your syllabus, silly with tricks, cynical when he's visual. How he nitpicks, visible, very critical when he wins it. Yo. Yeah. stop, never said cemetery to lock in. Key kick rockin' and pocket full of fuck with me. Get crockin' in love with me. Sip something to the trunk of me. Sip something to the trunk of me. Sip something to the trunk of me. Yo, yo, yo. Brain stop, never said cemetery to lock in. Key kick rockin' and pocket full of fuck with me. Get crockin' in love with me. Sip something to the trunk of me. Sip something to the trunk of me. Sip something to the trunk of me. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah. Okay. Voice actor in the making, he's up beside nature, breeds brimstone to the blacksmith. Never know what he attacks with till your back split. Cleave like clouds, strife like pain. Growth in the mold, feel signed at the brain. Dead beast leaking the beast of his brain. Stay sane to develop in the chain. Read Time magazine, we get your facts in the grain. Dry separate lanes, maneuver through the strange affliction. Afflicted, sicker than sickness, Ebola infectants. Viciously pivots and bodies, his rhythm, grave dancing in spirit. Anyway, he's immersed in his words, to your words to observe and disturbing his nerve. Different the world, you may get your oyster, grab that pearl. Give us some moisture. Ask him who for does he rap like this? Zap zap, he's a black raised fist. Get your facts straight for your travels and biz. Clap clap, he's not average at this. Savage your rips, white stabbed in a twist. King Kong ain't got shit on me, epitome, flat line. I'll feed him to my sound, size of bowl is my appetite. Yeah. It's episodic. All streaming platforms. Check it out. Diont'e visible on the mic. DJ Nitro, hold down the track, spinning wax. Here we go. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. So. Voice control, the guy's got a lot of soul. Coming with the can kick residue, spray the canvas of Atlantis. Make a sandwich at the president and the oligarchic government. Eat him, he's a monster, loving lobster. Bumping Frank Sinatra while I take a bite of you. Sidestep 1, 2, something smelling fishy. And I bet it's probably your crew cooking up that strange brew. Don't move unless I say to. Got a nervous twitching, there's no telling what it preludes. 5-finger death punch, come on buddy, get one. They'll be screaming, oh my god, he's got them bleeding textures. Flailing arms, he's a killer wild monster. Anime reference if you didn't watch the show. Check it out, it's called Hunter X. So, Mr. Weapon, when you look it up, now you know. Screen information you consider valuable. Be blind in one eye, looking through the glory hole. Sign a dotted line, solely based upon principle. Take your life with me and the Grim Reaper's soul. Deal cards and a bunch of other verbs. Quest through inertia for eternity and splurge. Guess he still brandish blades in the present. Old soul of a samurai with this weapon. Wordplay for surgeons, insert the message here through the fistula. Hollywood's and organs aren't that different to represent a fixture. Bliss, medicine, and cripple ya. On and on, the guy steady, raising up the temperature. Cue the horns, he returns triumphantly. Dagger slice method stinging like a bumblebee. Hanging rappers by the tongues and giving death wishes subtly. Sun bend over birds pouring out the clouds. Part the cosmos just from looking in his eye. Feel the radiance, transcend the realm of God. Creator of creators and creations in the making. Time lapse loophole with the version of his haven. Ink blot of a microcosm growing in his hand. Amalgamations formed against the norm. Cuff shape of sand stagnated plain. Consciousness made the land. Sift through remains and burning up the ash. Join the form speech left critics dilapidated cause it wasn't formed. Beat the eardrums back to life fresher than refreshments. Well sip juice and drink Sprite. He's not even higher for these lessons. Thumb or rope among periodic suggestions. Peel flesh like an apple in his presence. Flay the mic with his own right hand. Spit a verse without a hype man. Curse flows in the ocean. Treasure-seeking pirate, plundering the 7 wonders till he find the 8th hidden underneath the Mayans. Told Texas speaking riots to rebel. Clientele still by date has been refurbished. Glutton, ran out of breath. Glutton for this punishment, and I do this shit on purpose. Yeah, that's a long-winded one right there for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. One train away from thought going berserk at the end of the day. Yeah. Limiting formalities, black person casualties, dead paper in the sand with these. Excuse the lackluster thoughts, but never one to train down his opinion if it's for the cause. Collide with these kaleidoscopic mountain scales verbally is a version of himself in second person. First-rate shogun, he sharpens swords well into the earth. Slice platonics, his Platonism is ironic. Impossible, his missions are anomalies. Impartial to apologies, dirt worker salaries. Soul to soul to his everlasting reinvention. Swallowed in the vortex, you can see the vision. Grandfather pendulum, swinging from his vines. Times that hummingbird wine clock. Paint pictures certainly with observance. Never leave you malnourished, it defeat the purpose. Yo, keep it going, congruent. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Yo, I said a spirit in this music. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Keep it going, congruent. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Yo, with spirit in this music. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Keep it going, congruent. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Mad at the flow, take it up with Cthulhu and his ancestors sleeping off the coast. Rocking steady under half-mast, sailed the ship you bargain with. Grand staff piano plays perfectly. Jogging lips and burn third degree. Slave these words till they call it murder spree. I mean verbally, he's spitting till charred flesh burns after surgery. Flay pigments darker than currency. Chapped until the chapters ever after, lasting longer than his laughter. And evil minions clapping in the pasture. Sun, snail, hope, bring the supernova rapture. Moonshine, hope the skull of these are captured. Drink the remnants, great Scott escapes the DeLorean and Florida in the future till the past is what he's used to. Presently, he continues time-lapse maneuver till he warps inside himself and he finds that producer. Before you get his head, he'll commit seppuku. Razor sharp lines, bloodshed, this broken voodoo. Yo, with spirit in this music. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Yo, I said a spirit in this music. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Keep it going, congruent. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Yo, it's spirit in this music. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Keep it going, congruent. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Yo, I said it's spirit in this music. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Keep it going, congruent. Moving feet less, cause you failed to see the movement. Yo, with spirit in this music. Yeah. Yeah. Fall in line, it's the town ordinance. Awaken to the chime, still sleeping no. Gotta get it, so it's mine. Need it cause I'm broke. Drinking gin, the box wine, anything to cope. It's habitual source, whirlwind the masses. Play the xylophone, crisscrossed an asterisk. Blade against your throat, now you're working till you're ashes. Is he preaching hope or just a person in the casket? Light repositioned till it's falling off the earth. Time's finite, the grandeur's needed for my worth. Insignificant, the stars are what I must observe. Looking in the sky, nights blinking out of focus. It's a long way down when I'm drinking out my cup. Silence is the sound when you steady looking up. So watch the nightly news till I'm sleeping kinda snug. I follow all the rules, then pursue my day at dawn. Let 'em rest. Awaken to the chime. It's the town ordinance. The world is full of crime. The news told me all of it. Can't you see the signs? Gossip till I'm over it. It's the end of times. Whatever, man, I'm over it. Sure as fear of living, I put the ghost inside my children. Paid honorifics shape my belief system. If you really change, then your change would really mean something. Those who seem sane find a way to fake peace. Going outside aims to frame upon relief. Soaking in the sun, the range of reaching grief. Scattered to the corners cause we're crazy when we eat. Improvise to approach inside to make the feast. Now I'm back in my abode, there's nothing I don't need. See what's on the news, let them entertain me please. It seems like a rerun, but the cycle's now complete. Hourglass is top down till I pursue my day at dawn. Let them rest. Let them rest. Peace.
Check 1 2.
Wow, yeah, look at that.
Smooth.
No problems.
Yeah,
Consistent, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Here we are. We've arrived. I want to play the cheesy intro music. All right. I got to get a different song on that.
Some
Hey.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Right.
Would be cool.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Rick Coughlin from Grove Studios, CEO and co-founder. I'm here with Diont'e Visible, and we are enjoying some new beverages. We've got White Russian Stout, E-Man Bates White Russian Stout.
Yeah. Yep.
Eastern Market Brewing Company, Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to E-Man Bates.
Shout out to E-Man Bates.
What do we think of the beer? It's like dessert, right?
Yeah, it is. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
I'm normally a bitter. I like ale personally,
Yeah.
but I do like stouts as well. So
Nice.
like a cream stout, and that's what this is. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Good job, E-Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Is there a hint of banana? Let me know next time I see you, bro.
Yeah, we're catching some banana in this.
Yeah.
I am not drinking that, but I have had one. I'm drinking the Party in the Back from North Center Brewing Company in Northville, which is the beer that we were drinking out there this summer
Yeah.
at the Equinox party and stuff. But shout out to North Center Brewing Company for doing this, this collaboration beer. Party in the Back, which is what we did a little bit back there, social distancing style this summer.
Is that what they called it? Party in the back?
Yeah, it's literally called Party in the
Oh,
Back.
nice.
It's
Okay.
awesome, right?
Yeah.
It's got the silhouette
Wayne's World?
of
Is
Wayne's
that-
World
yeah.
on there.
Nice.
So
nice.
yeah, Party in the Back. It's kind of a riff on the whole mullet theme, and it came from Daniel Wall, who's been like an awesome cat that's been around and helping us. Just helped us paint the deluxe room.
Yeah.
He donated a bunch of money to our crowdfunding campaign after we were shut down for 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful for this community and just all the artists that have been coming by, like yourself. Despite all the technical difficulties we had earlier, you've been patient with me, man. So I appreciate it. But for those of you that may not know who Diont'e Visible is, Southeast Michigan artist, bass player, hip hop artist, man of many words. Leads the band Speak Mahogany, plays bass for Steve Summers' band, and you guys can check out the Speak Mahogany project. It was your first project,
Yeah.
and it's what is that? 5-song EP, 6 songs.
It's
There's 6 on there.
I believe there's 7.
Seven.
I think so.
It was honestly like one of my favorite records that came out, and you guys dropped that in September, I think.
Yeah. In fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously great. Your performance out in the courtyard was awesome. The vibe that day was chill. There weren't a lot of people here, but there couldn't be.
Right.
But
You did.
we all would have liked to have you perform in front of more people, which you deserve.
Thank you.
I just honestly really enjoy that record, and I really enjoy what you do. I'm gonna I'm gonna go back on my hip hop, what got me into it, but what you do, definitely reminds me of a lot of stuff I got into in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like MF Doom's Operation Doomsday, or Us Three, you know, Tribe Called Quest, Far Side, Diggable Planets, Souls of Mischief. I mean, De La Soul, you know, like it's it, and obviously like it's, you know, they're using a lot of jazz samples and stuff like that, and you're doing this stuff, you know, now with Speak Mahogany and a live band. I mean, are those fair comparisons? Is that where you come from musically speaking, or like take us back a little bit, you know, to you musically? Like where does the artist that sits in front of me come from musically and beyond that?
So absolutely, those are all, you know, great representations of what, you know, my art came from, or what my influences came from. Because I listen to all of them. You know, Bizarre Ride to the Far Side.
Oh man, I love that.
You know,
that record. That was like a life-changing experience. That record was for me.
Man,
I was like, man, these guys are skaters too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know, it was cool.
Yeah, they're dope. They're super dope. Yeah, and around that time I was smoking weed, so you know, Pack the Pipe was the track on there.
No doubt.
That was a really the beat is so hard. I mean, I don't know, it's just good. It's good music. And then, you know, De La Soul, you know, 3 Feet High and Rising. Yeah. You know, for sure. And I know De La, you know, they had a collab with Doom. And it was just, you know, it was all good. It was all good. And then definitely all of that, you know, that type of I guess for me it was just, you know, profound in their style. And how they presented you know, hip hop, you know, to the masses. Like I felt like it was, you know, it was impactful. So that to me it shaped, you know, how I wanted to create my art, which is to make it as impactful as possible, or, you know, something that I can value, you know, to that extent. Yeah, and then, you know, when it comes to MF Doom, man, that's that dude, you know, rest in peace. Unfortunately,
seriously.
You know, the dude, you know, he passed away October 31st. Doomsday, everybody. We're going to call that Doomsday.
I like that.
That's the movement, at least, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, shout out to the
Let's make it official.
Right, man. But yeah, that
groundbreaking dude.
Yeah, man. Like, sheesh.
On so many levels. It's kind of amazing, like, how many people were like that were even, you know, maybe just more mainstream hip hop fans or whatever, that maybe just didn't really even realize or know his work. But
it's a shame. Shame.
I went back too, and I was like, and I realized, oh man, he was Zev X back in like the early 90s. He, I remember he was on a Gas Face track with Third Base. Like just going way back. Like that's.
Yeah.
But his stuff's incredible.
Right, you know. So yeah, it was dope. Super dope story too, by the way. Like the dude, like he's like, he is the, you know, he is the villain. You know what I mean? Essentially, the way he, like, I don't know, man. His whole story, like, if you, like, you know what I'm saying, go check him out. Just, you know, go check him out. If you don't know MF Doom, just go check him out. You know, dude's cold. You know, so I was always fascinated with, you know, his story, and then the wordplay, and then, you know, why he wore the mask, you know. So I mean, this, like, I'm just always amazed at the skill, and I'm amazed at your skill, man. I just listening to the rhymes you put together and the way you flow, like, it's just so pleasant to listen to, and like and just impactful. I think that's the word. I think you have an impactful way of delivering, and that's what, you know, draws me to listening to your music, man. Thank you.
And, you know, so beyond that whole, like, you know, the 90s for me, that was, you know, I was like in high school at that time when a lot of that stuff was coming out and everything. So being kind of a kid, you know what I mean? Like, that was, you know, to my parents, what, you know, that was the music that was like rock and roll to me, or I was into rock music too, but like or like Motown to my parents. Like that was the music that our parents' generation didn't understand. They were like, well, they're not singing, and I'm like, well, you're missing the point. But
it's just crazy. Yeah, every generation has that.
They do. It makes me wonder what the next, when we're old men, what are our kids going to bring out? And we're going to go, that's not real hip hop.
Yeah.
Listen to this Speak Mahogany here.
Yeah.
Listen to Diont'e Visible.
I mean, somebody did, a neighbor actually of mine, I let him listen to it, or I told him, I was like, hey, the album's out, go check it out.
Yeah.
And he came back to me and he was like, yeah, man, I checked it out. And he said, I would have liked the music, but I didn't want any rapping on it or whatever.
Oh man.
So which
I
didn't even think about it.
A little bit older, maybe.
Well, he sort of. He's like maybe like I don't know 30.
Oh, that's not older.
Like he's like 30.
I'm older than that.
Something like that. But he was essentially. I didn't even think about like. The fact that he may be listening to some other stuff and this may not be his cup of tea.
Yeah, for sure. We all have our personal music taste, I guess, right?
Which is completely fine. So I was like, oh, cool, man. Well, appreciate your input. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Appreciate your honesty. And whatever. I mean, I'm still gonna do it. I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. You should. You should. I want to hear. I can't wait to hear what you're working on next, man. I really so like before hip hop, because I mean you're also a musician. You play bass. I don't know if you play any other instruments. Or is bass your?
Yeah, I mean, bass is my like I guess main finger instrument.
Yeah. Did that come first?
No, actually. Man, funny story. I used to play violin when I was like in 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. I used to play violin.
Nice.
And but it was very. I say that because I wasn't really.
Is that in quotes?
So
I played it. Is that Suzuki method?
Look, I was in 4th grade, and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't really apply myself, and I wasn't really, I was like, there was like 5, violinists in the class, and I was like 5th chair, so.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you wanted to do when you were in 4th grade, or did you have family that was kind of, hey, you should play the violin?
Yeah. I don't remember how I got into it. I just ended up in the music class, and I was with the violin. But when we did concerts, the teacher would say, all right, we're gonna play this, or the composer or conductor would say, we're gonna play this, and I would play the song that I knew best, which was Hot Cross Buns. It was the same every time. It was the same song.
I love it.
And then she would just stare. She would give me this glare because she, I was just thinking like, man, she can't hear this because everybody else is playing at the same time. But then she was just staring at me, and I was like, I mean, I'm playing, So
oh man,
I don't know, but it was, that's I started there, and then I moved on. I left, put the violin down,
yeah,
thankfully. And then
but you had the inclination though. You were like
after
into
that,
music in
I
some
went
way.
into like percussion, and that movie Drumline, when that movie was out,
oh yeah,
it was hitting, and that was in 6th grade, and then I played percussion for a little bit, 6th, 7th grade, and then in high school I got into a poetry class, and I started writing, and the first when I first started writing, it just became rap, and that's how I performed it. It became rap spoken word. So
sure, yeah.
That's how I did it. And then from there, I just kept writing, and that's just that stuck with me. But then I picked up the bass like maybe after high school, like at like 19 or something like that. And I just I wanted to play like jazz and all this stuff. I wanted to figure out like what influenced my influencers. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And so
I
went down that rabbit hole of just like finding like jazz to listen to, jazz music to listen to. Playing the jazz music, understanding music theory, you know, and then that's kind of how I got into or to where I am today.
And then understanding all that, I mean, works two ways, right? Like that influences your writing and how you approach your writing, right?
Absolutely.
I wonder, just because I'm not I dabbled in songwriting for a while, but I never, you know, I more became like a guitar player, and I like that part of it. But I never got into writing as much. But I'm always interested in, like, you know, writing processes, and I actually used to teach English at one time too.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, what was it, you know, in those early days of, you know, when you figured out, like when was it then that you kind of said to yourself, I mean, was there a point where you're like, I am a writer, like you know, like this is what I want to keep doing, because here it is all these years later and you're still doing it and you're really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm amazed by that talent that you have, but I know it also is a lot of hard work. But like,
Yeah.
was there a point, was there like certain inspirations? I mean, even outside of music, were there poets that you were like, man, that's some cool shit? Even dead white guys sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, because it's all the stuff you're studying as you go along in school. You're
right,
being influenced by all these
right.
different things. Was there a moment?
So in writing, was there anything in particular? I mean, nothing really stood out to me, like, when it came to. I mean, there was, you know, I always, if there was a poet or anything like that, you know, I would definitely, like, I don't know, I think at one point I got Jamaica Kincaid's book. She had a poetry book, and I read through that. But I mean, it was beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
Don't get me
You
wrong.
appreciated it, in other words, but
absolutely.
but you wanted to put your own mark on it.
Like, I mean, the only thing I can come back to is like how I viewed our industry of music, and then also applying that to, like, what artists, you know, I learned from, or what, you know, rappers that I learned from, because they, you know, essentially they were, you know, to me, I was like, they're just, you know, they're poets, you know, speaking rhythmically, you know, and I was like, yeah, man, I mean, that's, you know, I would always, like, you know, try to understand, you know, decipher what they're saying. And they, you know, they teach us too as well, you know.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, growing up, like when it came to, like, you know, Wu-Tang and Doom, I mean,
there's knowledge. There's
like,
knowledge in there.
Like all these,
a lot of knowledge.
These guys, like, they, you know, they're teaching. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
A lot of times, like, for me, it was just like, you know, like, I always enjoyed stuff that I had to dig to understand what they were saying. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
Like they would just kind of, they would present something, say something sort of obscure, and I would be like, what's that mean?
Yeah.
And I would go look it up, you know,
Yeah.
and just be like, oh, okay, interesting, you know.
That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
and I you know, I enjoy that. And then stuff that also, like, you know, gives you, that feeds you even well after its date of release, you know.
For sure.
I don't you know, I like things with longevity to them. So those are, I don't know, that's just something that's always, like, and I don't know, it's inspired me. It's, you know, it's uplifted me in what I want, in what I do. And then I also like to, you know, I just like to, I don't know, I like to get these guys, I wish they would just get that props for doing what they do, because, you know, it's pretty amazing, pretty phenomenal. You know
I think
what
I think
Like,
it's easily, you know, one of the most amazing art forms that exists in the world.
Yeah.
I know that I've learned a lot listening, and I think, like you too, when I don't know something in a song, you know what I mean, I'm like, I have to know what they're talking about or what they're referencing, because they are teaching. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then you have all, like, the artistic delivery on top of it, which the skill itself always blows my mind.
Right.
Because that's something I can't do. I never tried to do it. I never really attempted to do it. But I'm always like just in awe of the skill, because I know what kind of skill it takes, and how hard you have to work to write like that. You really,
Yeah,
it's actual work,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, it is.
It doesn't.
You know?
I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, do you ever have an experience where a song comes out easily, like where you write it fast in a sitting, and then other times you struggle, like probably a lot of songwriters, right?
Yeah, I mean, this for sure. There's been times where I sit down, and I don't know, I got an idea of what this song is going to sound like. Like, I guess for instance, like Fool's Gold, off of the Mime album, with Speak Mahogany.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Listen to it. It's on Spotify and other platforms.
Yep.
It's really good.
But like for instance, with that song, the writing process was kind of like sort of cut in half. It was Andrea Barahona, she wrote the first half of the song. She's a previous member of Speak Mahogany, but she wrote the first half of the song, and then like I wrote to it, and I was like, the song needs something more, and I was like, you know what, I got an idea. Or I was just like, well, I made a bass line, and then we formed the chords around the bass line, and then like I made a horn line as well for the second part of the song, and then but I made this all up in my head, and I started writing to it, and I had the lyrics before before we made that part or solidified that part in the song. So some things do come a little easier, but it was that was like divvied up, and then when I had the idea, like when I can picture the idea,
Yeah.
That's when it comes easier for me in the writing process, because so a lot of times I try to go in with a clear idea, I guess.
Yes, both musically and lyrically.
Yeah.
Eight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was something also that I learned from this other artist, Idea. He's a hip hop artist, also one of my favorites, but he passed away, Ideal and Abilities album, Firstborn, that album to me, it was just a work of art, and I love the storytelling of it, and I heard him say, like, in one of his songs, I don't move forward unless I have a clear idea of what I'm, or a clear idea of what I'm writing about or picturing. And that's like that's it's super key, because for any of us, for all people, once we have a clear idea of what we're writing, or what we're intending to write about, then it just, everything flows together. It just meshes really well, and so I try to take that approach a lot of times when I'm writing, and not every time does it come like as easy, sometimes it's a little tougher. Some songs take a long time to finish.
yeah, that's
but
that's true, they do.
But they some songs are still unfinished, but that's just what it is.
So that process of working with the band to do that record, it feels really like instrumentally feels really alive in a lot of ways. Was that how you guys kind of recorded it, or?
That's exactly how we
Nice.
recorded it. Yeah.
I know Taylor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Taylor Greensheilds,
Hey, shout out to
recording
T.
engineer, Fundamental Sound Company.
Yeah.
Sounds incredible, but I know he likes to record that way too. You did it at his studio.
Yeah. Yep. We did it at Fundamental Sound Sound Co. Shout out to Taylor again. That's my guy.
But it has a great feel to it. It just flows from top to bottom, man.
Yeah. It was, essentially we recorded all the songs. Like, for the most part, we got the rhythm sections, bass, drums, or, well, actually, because some songs had trumpet bass on them. Like, a couple of them had trumpet bass on them, where it was Ben playing with his Ben Green, shout out to Ben Green.
Yeah.
Playing with his Yeah, whatever that thing is, I don't know. What is it? That? Yeah,
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out
You
right
know,
now too. A
the
trumpet
modulator or
bass.
something. Yeah, he had something hooked up.
She's got like an effects pedal or something
yeah,
like that.
Well, it's sorta, but it's
What song is that on? Because I'm like, now I got to go back.
There's on Mime.
Okay.
Um,
Now I'm gonna have to
And
go
then
back and
on,
listen just for that because
yeah,
it's like something that I didn't notice.
yeah,
That's dope.
On Mime, and then like on Fool's Gold. But on Fool's Gold, I also played bass on that. So we have
Oh,
trumpet
nice.
bass and bass on Fool's Gold.
Nice.
Um,
Double bass.
And then on Qualities We Meant To, which is a cover of one of my songs. He did the trumpet bass on there, and I think that was it. I think that was it. Other than that, like some other, I played bass on the other ones, and Adam Kahana, shout out to Adam.
Yeah.
He played bass on Vanishing Point, yeah, and yeah,
Who else was involved in the project?
Oh man, whew.
Whole bunch of people.
Yeah, these guys, heavy hitters, man. I
Yeah.
gotta say, David Ward, shout out to David. Eli Bukite on keys, David Ward was playing drums. Darnell Kirkland playing alto saxophone. Emery Kimball, he's playing tenor sax on I. And
I love that track, by the way.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah,
I love the play on the word I.
yeah.
It's smart, man. It's like yeah.
yeah. That was originally written by Andrea. I just wrote the lyrics for the most part, but she wrote the chords and the horn lines, and then we kind of chefed it up from there.
Yeah.
It's
It's a killer band, man.
Yeah.
You guys sound all great together.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
perfect bed
Yeah.
of music for your delivery and your style, I think. Really
Hey, thank you.
great project.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was it. Taylor Greensheilds, doing mixing and mastering and whatnot. But other than that, yep, pretty sure that was it.
Sounds like it was probably a fun project too. You guys had some
it
fun
was
doing
fun.
that.
We were recording, and we found out that that Kobe Bryant had died while we were recording the one.
Oh, yeah.
The one session. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, David was just sitting behind the drums, and he was like, "Yo, Kobe Bryant died," and we
Yeah.
were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I think that's what everybody did when it was like,
yeah,
then you find out it was a terrible accident. It was like
yeah,
awful.
right, yeah,
So that put a damper on people's spirits a little bit, maybe.
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
How
Rest in peace.
So did you guys pretty much just record? I mean, how long did you guys work on that?
So we kind of we worked on it like in 2018 maybe, or 2019, like at the beginning of the year. I don't know. I have to go back and look at these timestamps or whatever.
That's all right.
Taylor got.
Nobody's
But-
gonna press you on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was just curious.
Right. Yeah. Well, we just we started working on it then, and then we didn't end up finishing it because we had to just get together for like one final time, and it was kind of tough getting everybody together.
Oh yeah,
But
that's always the case.
right.
Everybody's got their schedules, and I know all those cats are playing in other bands and doing all kinds of other things too. But
those guys are super busy.
really,
Sure.
really cool project. I'm glad it all came together the way it did, man.
Yeah,
I think it's like I said before. I think you should be super proud of it.
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
I'm always playing it for other people, so
Yeah.
they're hearing
Thank
it
you.
too. Loving it.
I appreciate that.
So outside of that collaborative project, like what's some other stuff here?
So I've been
Working
working
on.
with Oasis Records lately.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Oasis Records.
Yeah, yep. Tano, and Josh Hype. Working with those guys. We got a single that's about to drop
Ooh,
soon, and it's sort of
Quarantunes.
yeah, you know, yeah, you know, just kind of trying to stay motivated and trying to stay inspired. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
essentially,
It can be hard.
yeah, you know, and so you know, the single Dawn is about to drop. It's in preparation for my first full length album.
Oh man, that's exciting.
Yeah, 53 Days of Autumn.
Okay.
So, and
Can you talk a little bit about what 53 Days of Autumn means?
You know, I don't know. It's just in the words.
Okay. So we gotta listen to find out.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that.
Just, you know, listen to the album when that drops. You know, I'll let you know, I'll send out a post or whatever. Just, you know, when that.
Yeah, let us know for sure,
But,
so we can
you know,
we can bump it too, man.
I'm looking at fall though for that. I'm looking at fall to drop that.
Okay.
So yeah, I just got a couple things I'm working on because there's a lot of stuff that's recorded for that album. Some of it needs to get mastered, and then I need to finish a couple things. But other than that, for the most part, the album's pretty put together, you know. But yeah, I mean, essentially, I mean, the album's it's gonna. I guess I could say that, you know, it's gonna be about just addiction. It's gonna be about mental illness, you know, stuff that like our society, like this kind of plagues our society. Just things of that nature, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I always talk about, honestly, but I can't get away from that because it's always on my mind.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I think it's important to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people, including myself, you know, struggle with that stuff, and people are always like, "Really, you seem so happy and upbeat," and it's like, well.
Yeah.
I'm not always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no.
You know, you don't see me at, 11, 10 o'clock, midnight, whatever, can't sleep kind of guy. But I think, I think it's important to talk about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, we kind of just, it kind of just homelessness, it all kind of just skirts under the rug.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that we're not really, willing to address as a society.
Yeah.
You know.
I think probably
at least in the sense that it needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Possible. You know what I mean? Like, with urgency.
We need to do a better job.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a housing crisis, for example.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
You know why in the one of the wealthiest countries in the world that we have homeless people.
Man,
I mean,
it's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then we got these billionaires, trillionaires. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's funny, but it's not funny because it's just crazy that a lot of these there's just guys walking around with $1 trillion.
Yeah.
While there's people sleeping on the streets.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Children going hungry. You know.
It doesn't make sense.
I'll never understand that.
No.
You know. So.
I think I don't have all the answers. You know.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a collective effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think just being more active, even at a local level, if you can be involved. I mean, I think a perfect example I was thinking about recently is just a county prosecutor that just got voted in, Eli Savitt.
Yeah.
I don't know if you follow him on any of the social media channels or whatever, but he's been announcing some changes that they're making, and I'm hitting the thumbs up on them because they're things that impact our local communities, particularly minority communities, people that have been underserved and disenfranchised for so long,
right.
and having somebody at the local level like actually making policy moves that directs law enforcement and other, community services to act differently.
Yeah,
that's important shit.
It is,
and
absolutely.
That's why local politics is important as much as people. The last 4 years of national politics has been enough to send me into spins of anxiety about all kinds of stuff. But
yeah,
like, on the local level. So it's like, I guess that's one thing we can do. And what you do, which is speak about these things in your music and in your art. And yes,
Yeah.
it's great to listen to your music because it sounds great, but you also have things to say.
Yeah, man.
And that's important work that you're doing, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Please keep doing it.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
We're listening.
Right. Yeah.
So the new record's gonna have a serious tone, but it's gonna be is it?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna
I mean, are these
there's some things. There's some tracks on there too. Like it's I don't know.
Is this stuff that you've been writing like that you wrote in 2020, or is some of it older than that?
A lot of it's older than 2020. But still applies. Except there's some that was written in 2020, but a lot of it is older than 2020. And there's stuff, I like to go with story concepts, and I like to, do vivid pictures, of when I'm using my words, I try to, be as vivid as possible when I'm painting a picture, but also like in that vividness, I try to make it as like, open-minded or like, up to interpretation. You know what I mean? Like you can control that interpretation, I should say. Paint a vivid image, but you can control that interpretation.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I mean, there's some songs on there that aren't gonna be like, fuck the government. I don't know.
Well,
they're not gonna be. They're not gonna be like.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I mean,
this. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I think you're a great wordsmith, man, and so you are able to paint a picture. I like that analogy that you use when you talk about your own writing. I think that's really accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're such a humble guy, man. I really do. Like I appreciate that about you. I think you're doing good stuff. What are you listening to right now? Like, is there anything that's gotten you through this last year? I mean, I know,
man,
your record was one of them for me.
Yeah.
I've listened to a lot of local
I'm
Michigan
glad. Yeah.
music this year, but
Yeah.
anything that you're digging, anything that
man.
we should be listening to, you think?
When MF Doom passed, like I've just been, I was bumping him on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just had to like, I don't know. I set it down after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, let me focus on what I'm doing, And a lot of times when I'm writing, I just don't listen to anything.
Yeah.
I keep my mind sort of blank and just filling it with music, fill in the gaps or whatever. Like at least, from music and whatnot. But I still do observe music. I don't really listen to it to listen to it. I listen to it to observe it.
Yeah.
In a sense that I'm listening to what they're doing and, what's going on in the song.
For sure.
What are popular chord changes, stuff like that. Pop music is always entertaining to listen to,
I agree. Yeah. Sometimes you need a little fluff.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a dig at pop. Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. There's good pop music.
I like listening to pop music as a formula because it's nearly the same, every time.
Right. It's
there's little things that they do differently, but it's nearly the same.
It's a little predictable.
Yeah.
And there's something nice about that, right?
Yeah, right. It's cool. It's cool. It's not bad. But I have been going down like sort of a rabbit hole of just I don't know, Latino or music,
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of like Afro beats, sort of stuff like that's not in our culture. I just kind of broaden my horizon because as much as I like to think I know, I've listened to a lot of music at least. There's just so much that I haven't. And there's
so much out there.
It's almost it's almost overwhelming, what I mean, when it comes to this, the world of music, because there's just like other cultures, they perceive music, like music theory, like differently. What I mean? Like in India, like they just perceive it differently. And
Yep.
it's just like our scale, like our, you know, our 12 tone like scale or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, it's what we perceive as good, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just, when you look at other cultures, they have, it's so interesting. It's just so interesting to like, you know, hear like in Japanese culture, like a iwa or something like that, just like and like how they're playing it, you know, it's just
the rhythms, the beats, or even
like,
just the tonality of some of those traditional instruments, you know, that we're not used to hearing.
Yeah, that's just,
you know,
completely normal in their culture. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, it's kind of sounds that if you grew up there, you're used to hearing that, but we
Exactly.
you know, we hear it,
and
it's you know, it's fresh. That's inspiring, man. I get in that pattern too, where I'm like, American music is the greatest. I mean, look, it's just, you know, hip hop is the most, you know, it's the most listened to music. I mean, it's literally one of the most popular art forms in the world,
most influential,
and it's hard not to. And I've heard like, I'll never forget this one time I was at a show in Hamtramck. I was going to Smalls for, it's like a rock show or something. And I walked over across the street to the party store to get something, and I was walking out, and there's these couple of these dudes pulled up in a car, and they were cranking some hip hop, and I just heard, like, you know, I just heard the beat and whatever. I wasn't really paying particular attention, and I kind of gave it another listen. I was like, that's not in English, and I realized it was Polish.
wow,
It was Polish hip hop.
Look at that.
And I had never heard Polish hip hop
Yeah.
before. You know what I mean?
Never heard it either.
And I was like, and it was like one of those moments. I was a lot younger and stuff too, and it was just like one of those things where, like,
you know Polish?
I don't, but I like, I've
Shazam
heard
it,
it
or-
spoken before,
okay.
so I kind of like recognized
Gotcha.
that it was that, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, okay, that's wild, man, you know.
Yeah.
But it had you know, obviously, like, it had different cadence to it. I mean, it was recognizable in that the beats were electronic, and you know what I mean. There was a drum machine, and there was all the things that you would expect, but like the spoken word over the top sounded different because it was in a different language.
Yeah.
And I have those experiences from time to time, but you're kind of inspiring me that, because I get almost like worn out sometimes, like maybe like you, where it's like I'll leave here and I'll drive home in silence, or I'll leave band rehearsal or a show. God knows when the last time I was at a show, but you know, I mean, we got to do it a little bit this summer, but I'll just drive home in silence sometimes and think, but you kind of inspired me to go check out some other music. I was listening to, like, around Christmas time, like, we drove down south, down to Florida with my family, and I was listening to like Cuban music and stuff, and just, you know, when you're in Miami, you know, that culture is prevalent down there. So I was like, felt like, you know, dipping back into that again. I mean, I had listened to it before, but it's such awesome music, you know. It's
man.
like we should
It's
explore that
beautiful, for
stuff.
Sure, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I also listen to, like, I mean, not on the regular, but, you know, I watch anime, so.
Okay. Yeah.
And that, you know, that J-pop is hidden sometimes, you know. It's
Okay.
because I don't know, the way they do their, I don't know. There's just something about the intensity of their, like, the crux of their songs. Like, it's just like, it gives me chills sometimes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out,
Yeah,
man.
it's just, you know, it's like a average anime opening, if you were to.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna check it out, man. For sure.
Just some stuff. You know?
I like it. I like exposing my kids to new stuff too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When there's Hiromi, like, she, you know, she's like, she's from Japan, but she's a jazz pianist.
Mm-hmm.
And she, she, like, captures that, you know, sort of that feeling of like, I don't know. It's crazy.
What's the name of the artist?
Hiromi, like,
Oh yeah.
H-I,
Like H-I.
O-M-I. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I actually think I've heard that before in relation to a jazz pianist. That's
She's phenomenal.
Okay.
She's phenomenal.
All right.
You'll
Duly
find
noted.
this-
Everybody out there.
Yeah.
Duly noted. Check it out.
I call it levitating when someone's, like, just doing so great on stage. I'm
Right.
Like, they're just levitating right now.
Yeah. Making it look easy probably too while they're at it,
You
right?
know, I mean, sheesh. Yeah. But,
I wanted to, ask you just a couple more things, man. I know it's getting late too. You probably, like me, probably have to get up early enough in the morning.
yeah.
So, what would you suggest? Let's say somebody who's wanting to get into the music community and start. Maybe they're starting out. We get a lot of people that call us up sometimes, and they're like, "Hey, I've got some stuff written." We try to connect them with people and stuff like that. But you were a young man just starting out yourself at one time. What advice could you give to somebody that wants to do what you're doing?
Man,
as an artist,
don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to approach people. Approach people who are in those positions that you want to get to. Don't be afraid of doing that at all. Like, it's just do it and talk to them. You know what I mean? And you never know what's going to happen or how they'll respond. I'd say just get around those people that you want to that you look up to.
Yeah.
Or if there's something that you're struggling with, like, find someone who's not struggling with that or something like that, and just talk to them and see what they can offer to you, and then just apply to yourself and try to you want to recreate yourself too. I mean, essentially, like, when everybody gets to a certain point, you gotta sort of, like, recreate yourself and who you want to become.
It's good advice, man.
So you just gotta, I don't know, step back and, seek out, help, but, also just think about how you're going to create yourself, create who you are. So
self-awareness, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. I like that, man. I like, I think we all, I'm just thinking back, like, yeah, I definitely struggle with that. And I think I used to think, oh yeah, they don't want to talk to me, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's easy to do.
And you realize that, like, if you ask somebody else what their opinion is, or if you could ask them for some advice, most people are willing to share that. You know what I mean?
No problem at all.
It's almost nice for them to be able to do that, because they get to help somebody else, and if it's helpful, then it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah. When if somebody approaches me, or when someone has approached me, like, I just if they want to ask me anything, like, feel free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't there's no, I'm not gonna be
They're trying to hold the trade secrets back.
It's like, for what? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what am I gonna I don't know. It seems a little silly to me when people do that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They're just kind of like, I don't want to. I don't know. I choose not to connect with this person simply because this person, like, anybody can be seeking anything out, and they're just like, everybody's the same. I mean, we're trying to navigate and maneuver and understand, and, like, this is like, this helps. Anything helps. Like, if someone's seeking some information out, why not?
For sure.
You know what I mean? And just, like, do whatever they do and be honest about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
No need to, hold back. Just be honest about it.
No need to sugarcoat it.
Yeah. And that'll serve them well, for sure. I mean, I know honesty can be harsh sometimes, though, too. So it's just a little tough.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, I appreciate that answer. I think you're right, and I think that's great advice for those of you listening. And if you're somebody that wants to pursue music or art or your passion, ask people.
Yeah. Seek
find groups of people that are doing what you want to do, and get with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I've offered to even like to learn more about, like, graphic design. I've just offered to do it for free for people. And, like, hey, if if you don't like it, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I just want to learn. I want to get better at it.
Right.
No. If you want to get better at it, sometimes you got to do it for free too.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you want to get better,
especially when you're just starting out.
That's one more key on that too. Like, if you want to get better, like, just don't be afraid to fail.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of there's a lot of failure, you know, when it comes to like, whatever you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there's something that you want to get good at, just you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose. Okay, you're gonna
Absolutely.
lose at first. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just gonna be like that. But then
Yeah.
you know the power comes in how consistent you are with you know keeping up with that. If you let it, you know, if you lose the first time and you're just like, all right, I'm done, then you never really cared about it in
Yeah.
the first place. You know, but essentially, just you know what I mean, just I don't know.
And you will fail on stage at some point.
Absolutely. Oh man, absolutely.
We-
I was doing like spoken word. Or this is like when I first met Steve Summers. Shout out to Steve. You know, when I first met him, he was doing open mics, and it was me and this other guy, and we were just, you know, I was just doing spoken word at the time because I was still trying to figure out how I was going to formulate hip hop music and
Sure.
what I was doing.
Trying to
with
find
my
your
words,
voice.
You know, yeah, you
Yeah.
know. And I was, you know, I performed at a, you know, show or at his open mic or whatever, you know, and I was just like, there was another poetry one that I just completely forgot my words, and I was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, I just ended it, you know. I was like, yeah okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, but it just, you know, it happens. It happens. And
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, I don't know why I did it at the time. I'm sure it was because I was just super in my head.
Oh yeah.
You know, when I was, you know, when I'm alone, like it just rolls off the tongue. It's just easy, you know.
Yeah.
Practicing, it's easy, you know. So just, you know, like Linkin Park.
But you came back and you kept doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't let that
exactly.
stop
Yeah.
you. I mean, that's, you know, I guess persistence is part of it too.
Yep.
I've certainly had the same experience just with a guitar in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
where that part in the song came up and I just played
Yeah.
the wrong thing.
Yeah, you flub it sometimes.
And
You know,
they
it
say,
happens.
oh, it's okay if you play a wrong note. It just matters if you play the next, you know, if the next note is the right note.
Play it in time. Well, honestly, they
But
say,
sometimes,
yeah.
man, you're just not getting out of it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like anybody who's a
Yeah.
musician in the audience is like, yep,
Yeah.
he fucked up.
Yeah,
But-
for sure. And that's the thing that you think about too. When you're playing, you be like, he knows how to play. And you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know, you're
yeah.
like,
Right.
you know, I know if I'm like playing, you know, bass and I would like, if I mess up or something, I'll just like, and I know that like there's somebody out
Yeah.
there who's, you know, if I know that there's a musician out there like who, you know, plays an instrument or whatever.
For sure.
It kind of like, you know, I'll just like, dang,
Yeah.
he heard that, you know, or she heard that. You know what I mean? Like I just
yeah.
need
You
to-
do get in your head about it though. I'm the same way, man.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You got to, or you got to just like keep that poker face and just keep rolling with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad at that. I
Yeah.
get that deer in the headlights look like, you know.
Yeah. No.
Still to this day, as long as I've been, you know, on
Yeah,
stages
no,
and playing, man,
it
I still like
happens.
it. Still freaks me out. Or if something goes wrong with the equipment,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's no sound. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen.
Yeah, for
Happens
sure.
happens to the best of us, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, dude, I super appreciate you coming by, man.
Yeah,
We were trying to get this going for a while,
Yeah.
and thank you for being patient.
Finally got it.
Thank you for coming in and spending the time talking to me and the audience that's watching. And if you're just tuning in now and you didn't see Diont'e Visible's performance before we started this interview and this chat, go back and watch the performance. You're on SoundCloud too. SoundCloud.
I'm on SoundCloud.
It is
Instagram.
SoundCloud.com. Diont'e_visible.
Yeah.
You can listen to his tracks there, and then of course Speak Mahogany's releases on Spotify,
Yeah.
like Apple Music, and other places too. But definitely check that stuff out and look out for your release in the fall.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be releasing the single.
Oh, that's right.
I'm-
The
I'm
single's gonna come
be
first.
Releasing a couple singles here. I'm
Cool.
also.
That's the way to do it.
It's actually something that, excuse me, that I'm super excited to be doing. There's this project that I'm working with this producer Shinsky, and he's a dude that I have revered. He's in the Japanese scene. He's a producer in Japan,
Oh, sweet.
and the
Oh, you're
dude's-
keeping the good shit till the end. No, I'm just kidding. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
An
like-
international collaboration.
Yeah,
Nice.
Like the dude, because I had been listening to his beats, for man, since you know, I was practicing to his beats. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Like,
that's cool, man.
and then, you know, we got in touch, and like, you know, he asked if, you know, I could do some verses on his beats, and I was like, man,
Wow, that's great.
there's
So did you
no
just
doubt.
hit him up and
like, so I it was funny because I was sleeping, and I woke up at like 8 in the morning, and I just looked at my phone, and I just said, like, oh, it said, you know how it says like someone's following you,
Yeah.
or whatever, and it just said, you know, Shinsky of the Marshall Gang is following you, you know, and it said 1 minute ago, and I was like, huh, and, and I
Wow.
was like, okay, well, I just, you know, whatever. And I just, you know, I didn't believe it, so I screenshotted it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then
pinch
I was
myself
yeah, you
like,
know?
wait a minute, did that just really happen? Did I really see that?
You know,
Am I still sleeping?
exactly. So, you know, and then I later on I was just thinking, I was like, you know, I'm gonna reach out to him, and I was just like, hey man, I've always enjoyed your work, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you know if you want to work together, if you got any beats or something, whatever. I shot him a message, and then
Yeah.
you know, he shot a message back, and he was like, hey man, you got a great flow, you know. Yeah, I was wondering if you could, you know, do some verses on my beats, you know.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, so the feeling's mutual then.
Hell yeah,
You
that's
know what I
great,
mean?
man. I
So,
love that story.
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes back to what you were talking about before, where it's like, just
Yeah.
don't be
Yeah,
afraid to just
for sure
hit somebody up and
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean, suggest it, because you never know, right?
You never know.
Wow, that's cool, man.
You know, they may be digging you. You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
send some back, even if they're not, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. You know, if you're really passionate about it, if that's something that you want to do, whatever it is, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't have to be music. Whatever it is, like, just, you know.
I love that, man.
Yeah, just do what you do. You know.
Japanese tour 2022.
Yeah, man. Maybe 2025, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, right, yeah. I guess it all depends on what happens next,
Yeah,
man. But
yeah, we'll
but that
see.
is really that's really cool.
Yeah.
Let us know when that stuff pops too, so we can share that out. That's a really cool story.
Absolutely.
It's really inspiring, man.
That's something. Yeah, that's something that I'm working on too. Like an EP. We're working on an EP.
Oh, nice.
Right now.
Cool.
And then you know, I definitely want to work with him in the future. So I'm gonna be hitting him up, you know, or whatnot. And,
Yeah.
and then you know, we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm working on that. You know, got an EP coming out with Shinsky. Got probably like 2 singles. We'll see what happens. I might drop some more. But Dawn, keep a lookout for Dawn. That's gonna be dropping in February.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, man.
Thank you.
One last thing. Things are a little uncertain, right? We were talking about that even before we got on the video, but you know, with all this stuff going on, but is there anything in this uncertainty that you think is certain? I know that's the pause question, but
I mean, I'd have
I mean, it could be with anything, right?
Yeah. You know, I don't know. Bills are still
Bills are certain.
bills are still very real.
Death and taxes.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Facts.
I don't know. This, you know, in this uncertainty, I don't know. That's I mean, I don't know. We got a new president. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Like, I don't really like, you know.
That's certain.
I don't really like Joe Biden either. But it's what we got right now.
That's what we got.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. Hopefully, you know, our guy Bernie's gonna
I
do some.
more of a
do some
Bernie
good.
guy myself.
You know, I don't
You
know.
know?
I mean, it just seems logical. Like,
Yeah.
after everything, like, it just.
Well,
it makes
hopefully
the
he's
most
going to be
sense.
supportive, you know, that Bernie's going to be able to get some things done
Yeah.
with the support
I
of
think,
a president, you know.
Yeah, I feel like you know, Joe doesn't have a choice but to listen to Bernie right now. Just because, like,
Yeah.
the state of the country right now. But yeah.
I do love Bernie and
Yeah.
everything that man stands for.
Yeah, man.
So he's I think we agree on that. So that's certain.
Yeah.
And we do have a new president. That is
Yeah,
certain. Although some
you know.
people are still arguing that. I don't understand, but that's
Yeah,
the way that the democracy is supposed to work.
Yeah,
You know, so-
you know, it's supposed to. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I could talk about like this. There's just there's a whole lot of, you know, about our yeah, I don't know, our system of, I don't know, of capitalism, and it's just this oligarchy that we live in. You
Yeah.
know, where the corporations like run our country. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that, you know, kind of that plays into it, because there is, even if they're Democrat, there's corporate Democrats. There's
Absolutely.
there's corporatists. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's just like you gotta, you know, everybody's got to look out. You know, look out for that. You know, the sheep in or the wolf in
There's
sheep
that.
clothing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just keep an eye out, because you know
That's right.
there's some stuff that a lot of these supporters were saying that was wrong. You know, like with the whole Trump supporters and whatnot was wrong. But some of the stuff that they were saying like wasn't. It was like missing the point, but it was just a little bit off. You know,
Yeah.
it was off.
There's still a reason people are upset.
Yeah.
And there's a reason people are looking for something
That's-
different, and
you
they
know-
thought he was going to be that different thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, it turned out that he was not in a lot of ways.
I mean,
There's a
yeah,
lot of
he
other
was
thing
different.
too.
He was different for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, one of the most different ones I've ever seen. I mean,
You know.
I mean, I wasn't
So-
alive back, you know, when it was with some of these other presidents. I mean, you
Like
could go back
Nixon
and
or
read.
something.
Yeah, you could go back and read some stories, but you know, you talk to older folks, they're like, "Well, Nixon wasn't that bad."
Yeah.
You know, it's like that kind of thing. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, man, I'm with you. I mean, that question is always loaded because a lot of shit has gone down in this last year, and like we were talking even before the official chat, man. We got a lot to work on in this country, top to bottom.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you being willing to talk about all those things.
Yeah,
we could do a whole other show just on that stuff alone.
Man, like,
you know,
it's that deep. It's
that could be a whole podcast series of talking about that,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But man, thank you for having me.
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hang in there.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling like motivated enough to do your art and
Yeah, man.
keep sharing your music with us, man, because it is amazing. And you are,
Just find ways to keep being inspired, you know?
yeah, man.
That's the key.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know. Try
Well-
to inspire yourself. So that's just what I'm trying to do for the
Yeah.
most part. So
Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the new stuff, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear it. And again, thank you for coming. And thanks once again to E-Man Bates White Russian
Yeah.
Stout from
Thank you.
Eastern Market Brewing Company for keeping our chat fueled.
E-Man, 9.3 though?
9.3 though, man.
9.3?
I got the 3.8 on this one, man.
Sheesh, man.
Yeah, that's a serious beer.
Yeah.
That's almost wine.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, like, what is
So yeah, E-Man was not fucking around on that one, I guess.
Dragon's Milk is like 11.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I think is what he's going for. But
Sheesh. Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
Hey,
good.
good
It's
job,
good stuff.
good job.
And shout out to North Center Brewing Company too. Appreciate you guys over there. Great people over there. Yeah, appreciate everybody. And this Sunday we're gonna be. No, it's not this Sunday. Forget about it. we'll post it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys have a good night. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you for listening.